Okay, boys and girls, the story today that I'm going to read for you, well, actually, today is not a story. Today is an information book. It is a non-fiction book. It is with information, and it is called Growing Plants. And I thought this would be the perfect story because, the perfect book, because we've been learning all about this in science, okay? So let's start and have a look at our book, okay? Now, the important thing to remember when we're reading information books is that we can sometimes find contents. Contents is the first page in the book, and it tells you on what page you can find specific information. So for example, if I wanted to go to the page about petals, I would go to page 10, and I can skip it open, and I will find information all about petals. Okay, so let's go back to the contents. There are lots of things that we are going to learn about in this book today. So let's start. This is chapter 1, many kinds of plants. Plants come in all shapes and sizes. Well, you know this already because you just have to look out the window and you can see. The world has lots of plants. They are not all the same. Some grow on land, some in water, some grow on other plants, some have prickles, and some even eat insects. Here, moss is a plant, and it has lots of tiny leaves. And this is a mushroom that looks like a hat, so it grows on top of the moss. A dandelion grows in fields, and it has yellow flowers. And this ivy is a climbing plant. You have to be careful with ivy because if this goes on your house, it can grow all over your house. A tree is the biggest kind of plant, and it has thick branches. This plant here is a Venus flytrap, and this plant eats flies. So if a fly lands in its leaves, it will start to close like that. And this is a cactus, and it has sharp prickles. So it has little spikes on it, so you have to be careful. So boys and girls, what plants, if you look out your window right now, what plants can you see? If I look out my window over there, I can see some trees, some really big trees, and I can see some grass, and I can even see some red roses from my window from the garden downstairs, okay? So, Chapter 2, where plants grow. Plants grow in lots of different places. Some plants can grow under ice and snow and on a mountain. Grass grows on a lawn. Ferns grow in a wood. A water lily grows in ponds. Plants can grow in your home. This one is called a rubber plant. Seaweeds grow in the sea. What plants do people grow in their homes? So have a look in your house, and what plants are you growing in your house? Now, you could see from my video a week ago that I'm growing a cactus, but unfortunately it's died because I wasn't looking after it right. But what plants are you growing? Let me wonder. So chapter 3, this one you should know very well, the parts of a plant. Plants have roots, stems, leaves, and flowers. When you see a plant, you may just notice the flowers and the leaves. But plants also have roots and stems. Okay, the roots of a houseplant are in the pot. Some plants have bulbs. Bulbs are where the leaves go from. You can watch leaves and roots come out of an onion if you put it in a glass of water. Don't look though, boys and girls, because that's a trick that we're going to do these next weeks in science. So this is a hyacinth here, and this is a daffodil, and they grow from these bulbs. Okay? Do you remember what was the job of roots? What do the roots do for a plant? What about the stem? Do you remember what the stem does? So the roots drink up all the nutrients and water from the soil, and the stem transports the water to different parts of the plant. Okay. Let's go to chapter 4. Petals. Many flowers have petals. Petals are thin and have bright colours. Petals make up most of a flower. A poppy has red petals. A buttercup has yellow petals. Now, I went on a walk last night and I could see lots of poppies in the countryside. There was lots and lots of poppies. They were really beautiful. This rose had red petals. This sunflower has yellow petals and green leaves. Do you remember what is the job of a petal? Do you remember why petals are so bright and beautiful? To get all of the insects and the bees to come and visit it. Roots. Roots hold plants in the ground. Roots are underground and the roots stop the plant from falling over. They also suck in water for the plant to grow. An onion has very thin roots. A carrot has one long thick root. So actually the vegetable, the carrot, is a root because the carrot grows underground and the plant is the top part here, you see? So some roots we can eat. These seedlings have many tiny roots. A tree has lots of thick roots. Have a look at this picture here. What do you think could make a tree fall over? What could be strong enough to make this happen here? Because trees have big, thick, strong roots. What could make a tree fall over? Have a think. I think it could be a really strong wind. 6. A plant grows up. Plants grow from seeds. A seed is small and hard. Here you can see what happens as a bean seed grows into a plant. This is what you're learning about this week in science. A bean is a seed. When it is put in the soil, it soaks up water and it swells. The root grows out of the bean seed. Next, the stem grows out of the bean seed. Then the stem grows tall and leaves appear. And then the bean plant grows tall and flowers come out. So boys and girls, which part of the plant grows first? Do you remember from the pictures? It is the roots. They start to grow out of the seed first. Good. Next chapter, number 7. Water, warmth and light. This is what you learnt about last week. Plants need water, warmth and light to live. Plants flop over when they need water. Plants stop growing in winter when it's cold. Plants do not grow where there is no light. We stand flowers in water if we want them to last longer. A rose taken out of water soon flops over. This is called wilting. Plants grow well in summer when it is warm and the sun can shine a long time each day. Many plants do not grow in winter. It is cold and the sun does not shine very long each day. So which season, boys and girls, do you think the plants grow the best? In winter? In spring? In summer? Or August? Or in autumn? I suppose it depends where you live, because if you live somewhere that is a bit cold, then maybe they grow best in summer. But if you live somewhere like in Spain where it's quite warm in the spring, maybe the spring is the best time because then in summer it gets too hot. So that's an interesting thing to think about. Let's have a look at number 8. So this is something we're going to learn about in science in the next few weeks. Plants are food. We grow some plants for food. We eat many kinds of plants. Wheat is a plant that grows in a field. It is used to make bread and pasta. Here are lots more plants we eat. Most of them are vegetables. Some are fruits. They all grow in fields. Apples are a fruit. They grow on apple trees. Here is a collection of vegetables. Can you tell me what are your favourite plants to eat? What are your favourite vegetables and fruits? Which are your favourites? I like from here, from this picture, I like peppers, they're really yummy. And when I was a little girl, I really hated mushrooms. But now I'm grown up, I love mushrooms. It's really funny because sometimes you don't like something, but then you get big and you like it. And my favourite fruit, I don't know, I have so many because I love fruit so much. Chapter 9, Common Food Plants. Here are some plants that we eat. We can only eat some parts of plants. Those are the parts we see in shops. The rest of the plant is left in the field. Here is what some food plants look like when they are growing. Wheat is a type of grass. We eat the seeds that are inside the ears. We do not eat the stalk, the leaves, or the root. Peas are climbing plants. We only eat the peas inside the pods. Pumpkins are a very large vegetable. They grow resting on the ground. We eat the soft inside of a pumpkin. Do you know, boys and girls, my favourite cake, my favourite pie is a pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. It's so yummy because it's so soft and creamy. It's so yummy. I love it. Okay, I can't wait for autumn to have some more pumpkin pie. So, do you remember, if we think back about the carrots, which part of the carrot do we eat? The plant, the stem, the leaves, or the root? Do you remember? I think it was the root, wasn't it? Because the root is the part that grows underground. Now, well done, boys and girls. We have some words here that we're going to look at to learn. Branch. Branch is the part of a tree which stick out from the tree trunk. Bulb. A round part of a plant. It is made of leaves. So an onion is a bulb. Flower. A part of the plant that makes seeds and attracts the insects. Fruit, the part of the plant where the seeds grow. Lawn, ground covered in grass which is kept short with a mower. Mushroom, a plant that is not green and does not have flowers. A seed, something which grows into a plant. A seedling, a very young plant. Wilt is when flowers bend over or droop. And that is the end of the book. Now, because this is not a storybook, it's an information book, at the back we have an index. And the index is where we can search for words and find where they are in the book. For example, I want to look for a cactus. Okay, so here I find cactus and it says page 5. So if I go back to page 5, here I can see some cactuses. Well, there you go, boys and girls. I hope you like this story. Many of these things we've already started to learn about in science, haven't we? But we still have lots more to learn about. So I'll see you in the next video, boys and girls. Bye-bye.